Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cub Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here with PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, and that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game. It's so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
And while you focus on the game,
and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at PSM.
As we welcome you back inside here to the home of the Braves. And tonight, a special night here as we will have the presentation for one Mary Kate Schauman getting her 1,000th dig against Carroll in the 3-0 sweep loss. As the Braves come into this one at 9-11. East Noble, however, coming in at 17-7. We'll talk about that coming up in just a second. But in the meantime, welcome in Joe Northern. Delighted to have you with us. Yes, this is an important matchup in the 88 right now because it is a 4-way tie at the top of the table. And again, keep in mind, of course, both of these teams playing their second 88 matchup of the season. But these two teams facing off against each other will help decide who will be in first and who will be in the middle of the pack. As right now, Bellmont's won a game, East Noble's won a game, Norwell's won a game, Huntington North also has won a game. And in previous seasons where it has been really all about Bellmont and then some, it is now a resurgent opportunity for both the Norwell Knights and the East Noble Knights. Let's talk about the Knights of the East Noble variety at first, as we take a look at Ava Larson, who's currently continued to lead the way for the Knights this season, coming in 2.3 kills per set, along with Isabel Leffers and Taryn Haynes. 11 seniors on the squad for Coach Peyton Hunley and company, and a team that feels like, hey, this is our best chance to make some noise. Why aren't we doing so now? And they certainly have found a great chance to make quite a bit of noise this season, getting all important wins over Fremont, over Lakeland, over Prairie Heights, over Manchester, over Columbia City, over Garrett, over Leo. But however, when you take a look at some of the major opponents on the schedules, they have not been able to really get over the edge as it stands as of yet, dropping 3-0 to West Noble, 3-0 to Carroll, and 3-0 to Angola. But that is how they started their season at 1-3. Since then, you flip the math around, going 14-4 in their last 18 games. So, of course, some of those do include tournaments in the meantime, but this shows that this East Noble team is certainly trying to find a way to push things forward. Meanwhile, for the Norwell Knights in the interim, for the Bellmont Braves, I beg your pardon, however, in the interim, 9-11 on the season. Again, they've had to try to figure out how to rebuild around Alyssa Gumbel not being into the lineup. They have done so thanks to one of the most dynamic players in the NE8 in number 1, Mary Kate Schauman, which as of Wednesday night did get her 1,000th kill in the win over Carroll. And what we will do is join you down at the court for a special presentation for number 1. And the coach, Craig Kroll, will have some words. So let's go back down to the public address announcer for a special presentation.
Referees and officials for all sports. If you or someone you know is interested in becoming a licensed referee or official, text official to 317-943-9030. That is official to 317-943-9030. Your influence in sports awaits. Text official to 317-943-9030. Just a reminder, Bellmont High School is not something campus in case of weather emergency. Please listen to the announcement for instructions. In case of fire, exits are located at the east end of the main gym as well as the
Actually, it does appear that the presentation may be after the anthem. We'll wait to stay with it and see what happens.
Concession stands are located in the main gym lobby and are open at this time.
As the public address announcer going through normal pregame routines. And now here's Coach Craig Kroll.
Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the superintendent of schools, Kim Hyatt, Principal Katie Kahn, and athletic director Aaron Baker, we welcome you from Gator, Indiana, to keep you here at Bellmont High School Gymnasium in tonight's varsity match between the visiting Knights of East Noble High School and our own Bellmont Braves. In order to promote sportsmanship, ethics, and integrity in high school athletics, Bellmont High School asks you to participate in positive support of your own team without negative acts directed towards your opponents, the fans from other schools, or the officials. Your cooperation and example of those around you is greatly appreciated. And now for a word from head coach Craig Kroll.
Everybody, we started a special board presentation tonight by a player of ours who accomplished one of those goals that kind of coaches, everybody kind of sets their standard to, but we have Mary Kate, who was a member now of the 1,000 Big Club, so we want to congratulate her on this accomplishment. And we also, we will throw to, I believe, Kylie over here.
Simon, one more hand for her. Congratulations, Mary Kay.
Also to another click.
So we were with you for the win for Mary Kay Chalman coming up on Wednesday night, or this past Wednesday, we should say, when she hit the 1,000th dig. But also for East Noble, another player that has 1,000 digs. And Kylie Waltz, so congratulations to her as well. Opening rotations coming up in a moment.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Club Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here at PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game is so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
At PSM Sports Therapy, recovery is more than getting you back to your sport. It's about building a stronger version of you. Our team of experts uses state-of-the-art technology to build personalized care plans that get you healthy and back in action safely. With no physician order needed, contact us directly to receive top-quality care exactly when you need it. Call 260-266-4007. Visit one of our Fort Wayne locations or go to psmsports.com to learn more.
Let her cook. Let me cook.
never gave it. I ain't never gave no. Fell out with them, we ain't never make it up. Back for everything I ever lost, I'm on the mission. We turned the whole house into a booth, we in the kitchen. Let her cook. Big low come through frying. Hey, let her cook. Okay. Too much cake out bow. Oh God, let her cook. All this sauce I'm trying.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
As the teams are getting set up and rotations about to be set up, let's go ahead and meet your starting rotations tonight. First for the visiting team on the scoreboard in East Noble, again coming in 17-7. One of the more surprising teams we've seen in the 2-6-0 this season, but again led by 11 seniors and led by head coach in Peyton Hunley. Lineup looks a little bit like this. Number 4, Ava Larson, who's been the offensive leader for Coach Hunley and company. Number 5, Alyssa Desper. Number 7, Kylie Walls, who got her 1,000th dig not terribly long ago. Number 8, Taryn Haynes. Number 9, Addison Deming. Number 12, Kara Shire. Number 13, Isabel Leffers. Libero is going to be that number 7 in Kylie Walls. Meanwhile, for Coach Craig Cole and the Bellmont Braves, the lineup looks a little bit like this. No surprise. Number 1, Mary Kate Scheinman. Number 9, Kaylee Coulter. Number 8, Taylor Suter. Number 11, Bree Schoaf. Number 4, Lily Selkin. Number 7, libero Ella Ross. Number 10, and Katie Reinhardt. And number 9, Kaylee Coulter. So coached again by Craig Cole. Number 5, also in the rotation, Avery Coates, as we mentioned. So Bellmont is going to be, both teams going to be in white jerseys, but again, difference in the white jerseys here tonight. Bellmont is going to be on the left side of your screen, as you understand. And East Noble will be to the right. The way we'll notice it is going to be the sleeves. East Noble is going to be in the blue sleeves. Bellmont going to be in the navy short sleeves. Libero for East Noble going to be in black. And a quick ace on the board in the meantime for Ava Larson, currently the point leader for the Knights. As she quickly gets the ace on the board to make it 1-0. Meanwhile, the libero for East Noble will be in navy. For East Noble will be in navy. For Bellmont will be in navy. East Noble will be in black. Tipped across. The swing goes wide to make it 1-1, and we are just getting underway here in the match. Glad you're happy with us here on Summit City Sports. Again, an all-important matchup here in the NE8 to see who can try to get some pole position, as only everybody plays each other once in the volleyball and in the volleyball conference, we should say. So, again, for East Noble, who's been on a tremendous run this season, 17-7, not only looking for an all-important NE8 victory, but also to getting a win over an opponent that has certainly been stinging at the top of the table in the league for quite some time in Bellmont. Of course, conference championship's awesome, but in the meantime, too, postseason play is where they are looking to go for. And as this one goes into the net off the hands of number 1 in Raya Montoya, or a bigger pardon, Ava Larson, going to get that off the net. Let's make it 3-1 advantage of Bellmont, and they start the match on a 3-0 run. As Suter now ready to bring it across. Suter goes back row, and an ace immediately on the board. So a quick swing across coming in from the hands of number 8, the junior in Taylor Suter. And it's 4-1 advantage of the Braves, and have rounded off 4 in a row, 2 of them on ace scoring. Here's another tip, goes to the back. They go back to Coulter. Schaumann. High tip, saved live, and got it in time! Oh, but wait, they rule it for East Noble. And a run into the net is going to go against number 9 in Kaylee Coulter. So it's 4-2 and a break for the Knights. And a chance to cut it into 1. Otherwise, Bellmont would have now rounded off 5 in a row to start here in the first. Swung on and blocked again from Larson. As Ava Larson able to find the block up front to make it now 4-3. And East Noble now looking for a chance to even it up early at 4 apiece. Here on an all-important NE8 matchup on a Tuesday night. A lot of other games going on across Northeast Indiana. We will try to keep you updated on some of those scores as the evening progresses, including that big top 10 matchup over in Warsaw tonight. As Carroll taking on Warsaw, which could be potentially a Class 4 preview. This one swung down and in time, coming in from Madison Deming. And the Knights now rattle off 3 of their own to make it even at 4 apiece. And we'd like to welcome those of you who were just watching the Bishop Lures and Northrop game, where the Knights are SAC champions and knock off the Bruins 2-1. So we have more soccer for you also on the network tonight, but also here too. Volleyball season now entering its home stretch, with soccer postseason play and selection show going to be announced on Sunday. Liftover in time, back for East Noble, coming from the hands of number 9 and Addison Deming. And the lead now extended to a 5-4 advantage, and East Noble now rattling off 4 in a row of their own. So can the Knights continue to ride the momentum? They're going to go short up front and an ace! As we take a look at that again one more time, powered by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. The ace coming from the back, this time from the hands of number 8 in Taryn Haynes. Able to connect with it, get it down and in. And it's 6-4, advantage of the Knights. Tip up front from Coulter. Now another swing at the opposite side. High tip and got it! As the block goes wide, swung across again, this time from Kylie Waltz. And it's 7-4 in advantage of East Noble. They've now rattled off 6 out of the last 7 points on the board. Back in a moment.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Well, East Noble starts off on a 6-0 run after dropping 4 in a row against Bellmont. And now have a great opportunity to try to keep the momentum going here in the first. They lead by 3. And an ace on the board coming from the hands of Taryn Haynes as she went with a short approach to really try to throw him off. Here's Shinen answering up front to shut it down in the interim. Make it 7-5, an advantage of East Noble. But Bellmont now again trying to continue to push forward. This one swung across again from the hands of Ross. Now back in Knight territory. This one down and in. And it's going to go off the hands of number 9 and Addison Deming. One of 11 seniors on the board for Coach Peyton Huntley and company here at East Noble. And the Knights again have already clinched their first winning season in a little while. As the swing goes wide, not a play, back on the board for Bellmont. But again, when you think of volleyball, you don't necessarily think of East Noble immediately from the top of their head. From the top of your head, if you think volleyball in the 2-6-0. Actually, I should say back-to-back winning seasons, 18-12. 2 years ago, they were 11-19, 6-22 in the 2022-23 season, 1-21 back in 2021. So, trying to go for that triple back-to-back winning seasons if they can. Or back-to-back winning seasons here in the NEA. Last year they did go straight defeated in conference play, but they finished third in conference play, but 2 years ago finishing in third place. They're trying to get to their highest winning mark since at least the 2016 to 2017 season. To get the first point off the swing on the side out. Chance again upcoming. This one sails out of the box and on the board for Bellmont to make it 9-7. It's their highest winning record in the last 10 years. You have to go back to that 2016 to 2017 season at 24-14, and before that, 2015 to 2016, where they finished 24-11 and 4-4 in what was the former Northeast Hoosier Conference. So they're trying to get back in that 23 win range as what we saw in the mid-2000s, in the mid-2010s rather. But the highest they finished in the league, interestingly enough, was last season in the new Mini 8, or well, I should say, formerly new Mini 8, in third place, but looking to try to continue to push the needle forward. And it's 10-8 advantage of East Noble. And Joe Northern, delighted to have you with us here on an all-important matchup on a Tuesday night. Winner will have first place in the league. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the Norwell matchup to see if it'll be sole possession for first place, as this one sails out of the box in a one-point game, 10-9 here in the first. Now another swing across. This one lifted high from the hands of Shire. Now back in Bellmont territory, lifted over by Shyman. Another swing, tipped down and in. Now officially ruled in off Kara Shire, the sophomore on the lineup. Only one of two sophomores on the varsity roster for Coach Peyton Hunley and company. And a 2-point lead and advantage of the Knights. Libero now to bring it over, and Cully Waltz. Waltz goes back row to connect to the number 7, and Ross. Into the net it goes, and another 3-point lead. 12-9 here in the first. And so can East Noble find that mid-set momentum? Both teams had early swings of it here in the first, but can the second prove to be proving otherwise? Swing tip down below. Tip across and in. This time it goes to Taryn Haynes on the tip to make it 13-9, advantage of the Knights. And so a quick 2-0 run on the board for East Noble. This one swung across, but out of the box. So out of the box, no points on the board. And it's 13-10. An advantage of East Noble. Joe Northern, delighted to have you with us. Just you and me here tonight. Again, no cameraman. We are going to be at a static angle, but trying to give you all the best angles we can here this evening and try to give you a full court view as the swing goes wide and back on the board again for East Noble to make it 14-10. As they continue the scoring going now from the hands of Alyssa Desper. Wearing number 5 And can't see her on the screen at the moment, but now run, jump serve, gets this across. Swung back into Bellmont territory over to Selking, and down in time as Mary-Kate Scheinman again gets the kill on the board to make it 14-11 advantage of East Noble. But Bellmont again trying to knock on the door and get back into their winning ways. They're 9-11 as it stands right now here in this 2025 campaign. Tip up across. Now another swing. Dug up in the interim by Fortman. Or I beg your pardon, from Buchanan. But couldn't get it as it runs right back in the net. 15-11. As Ross again was just trying to find that quick connection up front, but could not get it to go. And a 4-point game, an advantage of the Knights. Chance again, back row, goes over to Ross. High tip, swung down and in. As Kaylee Coulter going to get credit for the tip on that one. To make it 15-12, an advantage of East Noble. But Bellmont again trying to rally back, and a team that's just continually dominated the NE8 and at a point class 3. Into the net it goes, but a reach over going to go against East Noble. And it's 15-13 now, advantage of East Noble. But Bellmont again trying to get back on the board rather quickly. Another swing across, tip scores. As East Noble gets it back on the board to make it 16-13. Pushed across opposite side. Tip again from Suter. Suter tries to get a hand on it. Lobbed up, saved in the interim from Leffers. Now another chance down from Scheinman. Scores. As we take a look at that again one more time, powered by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning, you can see Scheinman able to find a way to get the swing up in time and command it to the mid row. And a 2-point game, 16-14. Lobs back, opposite side, tip, and sails out of play. As East Noble gets it on the board to make it 17-14. So the Knights again continuing to run it up on the board. Here's Alexandria Carpenter, now to bring it over. Carpenter sails this one up. Connects back, finds Scheinman. Scheinman again, back row, up into the net, still kept live. Lifted over from Carpenter. Now again, another swing. Dug out by Carpenter. They go again. Another black tip up front. Not going to make it. As Ava Larson answers the call. In a 4-point game, 18-14 here in the first. Chance again, block, tipped in, got it. This time off the hands of Kara Shire. As Shire enters back to get it back on the board. To make it 19-14 advantage of East Noble. And a 5-point game so far. Another swing tip, opposite side. They go again, back in the box. Gets this one over. Chance again, tip again from Scheinman. Fakes it, can't get it in time. And the Scheinman tip finds a way to really throw him off rather quickly to cut the lead. Again down to a 4-point game. Another swing over in the interim. But not going to go anywhere as they had to pivot from the back row from the hands of Suter. But could not get it in a 5-point game, 20-15 here in the first. And East Noble with the advantage. Swung across in the hands of Larson. Larson again goes back row. Brought up opposite side. They go again. High lift and out of play. Marie Schoaf sails it to her left. And a 6-point affair in advantage of East Noble. Swing across again. Lifted in time from Bauman. As this one sails again out of the box. Back-to-back side outs. And it's 22-15. Bellmont down to 1 timeout remaining. Here in the first. And a tip sail-off going to go against Bellmont. And Bellmont will again take another timeout. The second of the 2 as they lead it by 8, 23-15. Well, don't forget other games coming up for you here on Summit City Sports this week. Volleyball, we head over to Bishop Luers in what could be a sectional 22 preview in Class 3A as Heritage will take on Bishop Luers. That'll be slated for just about a 7 p.m. start time, maybe a little bit later, as Mason Vogelweed, Caden Linder are going to be joining you for that one coming up tomorrow night. And then also on Thursday, soccer for you here on the air as Blackhawk Christian takes on Homestead. Pat Goff will be with you for that one coming up on Thursday night. Another soccer is live right now here on the network as Southside taking on Concordia in boys soccer. Tim Atkinson joining you on the call for that one right now. 23-15, East Noble with the advantage as they lead by 8. This one swung across. Another chance, block tipped up front. Gets it back over to Shire. Shire again. Gets it back opposite side over to Carpenter. Another lift tip. Still try to find a way to battle out. They go over to Ross. Ross again in the interim. They're going to let that sail. And the Braves catch a break on that one. Make it 23-16 at advantage of East Noble. Another swing across. This one goes up off the tip and back on the board. 23-17. Another chance again. Swung on tip again. Goes over from Shire. Now another tip. We go back to the front row. Bellmont trying to reset. They go to Coulter, I beg your pardon. Now Larson finds the back row and in. As Ava Larson able to connect in the back row, and it's a game point opportunity for East Noble. And they lead it by 7. 24-17. Another chance lobbed over into the net, still kept live. And a little bit of jitters, it looked like, from number 5, and Alyssa Desper. Or I beg your pardon, Taryn Haynes trying to find the angle but could not get it to go. So Bellmont still very much in it. 24-18. Swung across, dunk tip, and in time as Kaylee Coulter finding a way to shut it down. 24-19. Another swing, block tip, out of play and on the board. As East Noble takes set number 1 here in the first. Let's take a look again at a play that certainly got it quick on the board as the block at the net for the Knights answers right back. And as we go to set number 2. So as we go to the second, your score, East Noble 25, Bellmont 19. East Noble wins the first. Back in the second coming up in a moment.
Welcome to the Summit City. home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cup Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here at PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game. It's so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories.
We're back as the point goes across and on the board immediately for the Braves as they get the first here in the second, 1-0. Once again, East Noble winning the set for the first time against East Noble since 2016 by our calculations. The Knights certainly have some larger aspirations ahead of them as this one goes into the net and back on the board for East Noble. And again, a team that has a lot of senior leadership, 11 seniors on the board. Again, for Coach Peyton Hunley and company. As this one booted back over to Scheinman. Scheinman double tip, got it. As American Scheinman answers the call again once more. And it's 2-1 advantage of Bellmont. Joe Northern, delighted to have you with us here at an all-important matchup again here in the NE8 between these two teams. Bellmont again has continuously dominated the NE8 for a little over a decade, a little under a decade, we should say. Let's take a look at the last time they did not win the NE8 or the previous iterations of it when it was previously called the Northeast Hoosier Conference. You have to go back to 2015. And during the midst of those seasons, they won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row at 7-0, along with 2016-17. The Braves answer back again with another quick point on the board, 4-2 advantage of Bellmont. The last time they didn't win the league, you have to go back to 2018-2019 when they were 6-1. Or 2019-20, I should say, whenever they were 6-1. Both seasons they were 25-11. The last NE8 loss came against Leo back on September 26th, 2019. But East Noble again looking to try to end that streak here tonight. Nearly 6 years to the date. Swung over again, opposite side, blocked up into the net. Comes to the hands of Shire. Shire again. Lobbed again in the back coming from Kylie Walls. Walls again, lobbed over on the tip. And back on the board for East Noble. 5-4 our score. And so the Knights again trying to get back in positive momentum. And another point back on the board for East Noble, make it 5-5. So doing the math in terms of inner NE8 regular season games, Bellmont has won 40 in a row since the loss to Leo back on September 26, 2019. But East Noble again trying to find a way to threaten that. Again, still very early in this match as it stands, 6-5 our score. And if there's someone who can try to continue to keep the streak alive, it's number 1 and Mary Kate Scheinman. The Purdue Comet gets this one across, over, and off the swing. It pivots off the hands of Gracie Riggs as Larson answers right back to make it 6-6. And the advantage of no one really here at this point in the second. The Knights again trying to continue to push ever so closer forward. Into the net that goes. So 7-6 our score here in the second. As this certainly has the contingency feeling of this could go a little later than anticipated. As both teams looking awfully evenly matched here in the second. Both teams trying to at least try to find a sliver of momentum. We haven't seen too many scoring runs here in the second as we saw in the first. Larson again gets this one across. Brought down again to Coulter. Another swing. Scheinman scores. As Mary Kate Scheinman again continuing to shine up front. And a 2-point lead and advantage of Bellmont. Take a look at that again one more time. Powered by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Swung on again. High tip, down low, got it. Well, the point you just missed, that was from the hands of Kara Shire. As she answers back to make it 8-7. So it's really only been 2-point spurts on and off we've seen here in the second, as both teams again kind of going toe-to-toe with each other here in the match thus far. Scheinman again gets this one across. Actually, that's going to go to number 3 and Gracie Riggs. So Riggs will answer the call on that one. Substitution's going to be coming out, so no more number 14 in Bauman and Riggs. But we see number 4, Lily Selking, returning. But it's going to be just short on the serve, and again, a 1-point game. 9-8 our advantage. East Noble leads the match 1-0, winning their first game against the Braves against the Knights rather, since 2016. And the game being set, of course, terms interchangeable, but have not won a match in East Noble has not won a match against Bellmont in quite some time. We're looking to confirm when the last time that was.
Here we go, checking for Bellmont. Coach the circle.
10-8 advantage of Bellmont. The Braves trying to rattle back and try to force a fourth at least to make it a best 2 out of 3. Coates gets this one across. Chance again over to Desper. High tip, goes up the middle. Chance again, gets over to Selkin. Selkin again, sails it. Still kept live, double collision, and back on the board again for the Braves. And that's something that Bellmont is super good at doing, is trying to force at least the back rows to try to scurry and get around without trying to get a chance to get back onto the board. But then again, vice versa, that is where East Noble finds a way to push it forward. This one thanks to the hands of number 9 in Addison Deming. 11-9 our score here in the second. Bellmont leading here in the second. East Noble leading the match 1-0. Scheinman goes up on the right side. Chance again, dug over by Waltz. Now another tip, down and in. And great placement coming in from Isabel Leffers on the board. And it's a 1-point game. So Leffers able to get it across and in time. And a 1-point game in advantage of Bellmont. East Noble trying to tie it. Bellmont's got to go for the big swings, and they do. Chance again. Larson can't get it up. And the Braves get the insurance point to make it a 2-point game. 12-10 here in the second. Swung across from Ross. Another chance. Block tip and in. Scheinman answers it. As Mary Kate Scheinman able to get the big block up front to make it a 3-point game, 13-10. As this one sails out of the box, and East Noble will get a chance to reset. So as it sails back out of the box, East Noble with a chance to try to cut it again down to 1 2-point game. As Allwine gets it over. Swung on and in. Kaylee Coulter with the answer. Bring it back to a 3-point game, 11-14. Another swing across again for the Braves. This one. High block tipped. Great block again up front coming from the hands of Bauman. Larson couldn't get it over in time. Scheinman goes up the top. Still kept live. Now they go again for the lift attack. Great dig. Saved. Do they get a chance at it? They do! Wait, no, they don't. Ross on the save. And still kept live by Bellmont. Now East Noble on the opposite tip. Scheinman gets it in time. Now another opportunity. Larson, block tip again. They're going one-on-one on the front line. Chance again, lobbed over. Is it out? It is in! It is in from the hands of Isabel Leffers. And East Noble with a well-fought point to make it 14-12. They trail by 2, but a well-fought rally in front, as it was very much kind of like a badminton match of going back and forth on the front side of the net. But East Noble finding a way to win it. Scheinman says, all right, I've had enough of that. Goes to the swing in the back of the box. But a rather entertaining rally previously. 15-12 our score. Bellmont leading set number 2, trying to make it a best 2 out of 3. This one swung across again, blocked up. And they're going to rule it a net violation or a quad hit rather, I should say, go against East Noble. And the Knights will take a timeout. So 16-12 our score here in this one. And again, what has felt like very much a back and forth effort. And again, with the information that we have available, again, Bellmont, they're looking for their 41st consecutive NE8 win in league play. This doesn't count against teams that are in the NE8 or the Northeast Hoosier that have played against each other at previous points in the postseason and for non-league games, but they're looking for their 41st in a row, which is certainly one of the longest active streaks in the 260. If not arguably the longest in the 260. Meanwhile, East Noble, what's at stake, of course, for both teams at stake, first place on the board, but in terms of volleyball programs, at least from the history that we have to go back all the way to 2007, according to Max Preps, and maybe a little bit further, that East Noble has not found a way to defeat Bellmont on the volleyball court. So again, something to keep in mind, something we can't necessarily confirm as of yet, but from the records we have, at least since the 2007 season, East Noble has not defeated Bellmont in a match. They won their first game against the Braves for the first time since 2016 in set number 1, but certainly the Braves are trying to rally back and keep that streak continuing, not losing to East Noble. And again, trying to continue their NE8 winning streak at 41 in a row. Here's another swing tip across, goes over to Larson. Larson finds the mid-edge of the box and in. Make it 17-14, an advantage of Bellmont. Swing tip across. They try to pivot it out. Quad's going to be called anyway, not going to matter. And back on the board again for the Braves to make it 18-14 here in the second. High tip, this one down and inside. As Nadia Nitch answers the call to make it a 3-point game. And another swing tip down and in, this time again for the Knights. Coming from the hands of Alyssa Tesper. And a 2-point game, 18-16. our score. This one nearly pivoted out of play, saved in time. Shyman gets it over for a free ball chance. Now another swing tip down low and got it! As Isabel Leffers finds the front and gets this one down in time to make it a 1-point game. 18-17 advantage of the Braves, but the Knights trying to charge back and go up 2-0. Another swing, high tip down and in. Insurance point back on the board from the hands of number 11 in Bree Schoaf. So a 2-point game yet again, 19-11. Back in Bellmont now again, try to rattle back to make this go into a fourth. This one sails. Is it out? It is out. From our vantage point, it did appear that it did sail out, but again, the law and order comes from the top of the box, and we have nothing to do with that in any way, shape, or form. 19-18 our score. Larson Goes up to the back. Chance again from Scheinman. Goes to the tip. Not going to get it. And we are even at 19. So 19-19 our score. And Bellmont will take a timeout. Both teams with one timeout remaining. And tonight's game here on Summit City Sports is brought to you by the following, including the Big Eyed Fish, where you can enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment only at the Big Eyed Fish. By Tom Steele Tire, 2 locations best to serve you off North Clinton and West Jefferson. Tom Steele Tire, servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years for all your automotive and tire needs. By Ottenwiller Contracting. Ottenwiller Contracting provides peace of mind from bid to build. They've got you covered. OttenwillerContracting.com. By Summit Volleyball, training and building the highest quality volleyball players from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. By Jolly Law Firm, the area's premier criminal defense firm. Whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolly Law Firm is the best defense. The choice of an attorney should not be made solely upon advertisements. By Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, quality work, responsive service, and a commitment to people. Visit Siokas.com today. So we're even at 19 here in set number 2. As East Noble trying to find a way to not only go up 2-0, but potentially write a little bit of history here in the meantime. This one bounced off the net. Quad hit going to go against East Noble. So the Braves will get the insurance point. Well, not the insurance point. It'll go up by 1. But meanwhile, for the Braves, again, they've won the NE8 straight for the last 5 seasons. And have done all of those seasons in undefeated fashion in 2020, 21, 2, 3, and 4. They're looking to try to go 6 in a row. And a win against a very resurgent Knight team can certainly make the difference. This one swung down again from Larson. And so we're even again at 20. But meanwhile, for East Noble, again, trying to go not only back-to-back winning seasons, but again, looking for a chance to continue to make some noise and really kind of rewrite the script. And knowing the competitive sectional that East Noble has, this would be a certain confidence boost. Blocked again, down again! As Isabel Leffers gets it on the upper side as we take a look at that again one more time. As Leffer is able to find the upper front and bring it down in the interim to make it 21-20 here in the second. As we have an interesting discussion going on right now between our lower official and, again, a player needing to, or not a player, but a manager or at least a supportive fan getting into the stands. So no harm, no foul, but again, you have to have a clear court in IHSAA play. This one sailed again, back row. High tip, opposite side, and got it. As Kaylee Coulter gets the point to answer it back, make it 21-all here in the second. And so Bellmont now again trying to continue to push forward, try to even the match at 1. With Gracie Riggs now to bring it over. Riggs goes back row. Chance again. High tip. Light tip. Ross. Scheinman. Off the tip. Can't get it. As Mary Kate Scheinman again answering back up front. Continuing to come up clutch for this Braves team. As they lead it by 1. Timeout East Noble. So they take their second timeout. As also, we'd like to let you know that tonight's game on Summit City Sports is continually brought to you by the following, including the University of St. Francis and their online degree programs that can be completed with some programs, we should say, can be completed in 12 months or less. Visit online.sf.edu today for more information. By TJW Industrial, the leaders in refrigeration, mechanical, and design. Build mechanical and refrigeration. Visit TJWindustrial.com. For the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with the district councils and affiliated local unions that help build Indiana, we are LIUNA. And you can earn your edge this season thanks to Parkview Sports Medicine's Edge Training Program that maximizes your athleticism. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com/edge to get your free evaluation today. And, of course, brought to you by the fine folks here at Summit City Sports. You can follow us on X at 260 Sports. Be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. 1-point game here in the second. Bellmont with the 1-point advantage, trying to even the match. And who else but number 1 to get it down the middle? As Mary Kate Scheinman again answers back. And it's a 2-point game, 2 left to go to even it at 1 game apiece. Here's another swing again to the back row. Here's Larson. Block, tip it in! As Coulter gets the block, and it's a set point to make it now a best 2 out of 3. And so a game point opportunity upcoming for the hands of Riggs. A little close for comfort up front. Dug out by Ross. Scheinman blocked again. Now they got to go back to Ross. Leapt over again by Larson. Ross again. Scheinman. High swing again to the back row. Still kept live. Larson goes wide. And just barely. So just like that, we go to the third. And we are even at 1 game apiece. As East Noble wins the first 25-19. Bellmont wins the second 25-21. We'll be back with the third coming up in a moment.
Thanks for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
(25-19), 21-25. However you look at it, we have a match that's even at 1 game apiece. And really an all-important matchup to not only get in good positioning on one side of the ball, but also for the other side, trying to get an all-important win to build some confidence into postseason play. As a reminder, coming up on Friday, it's a great night for football here on Summit City Sports. We go 6 ways across the board for you, led off by what could be a potential SAC Game of the Year as Bishop Dwenger takes on Northrop. Tim Atkinson, Jeff Mahoney will join you for that one coming up at 7 p.m. Other games in action, we'll have Bishop Luers taking on Concordia, Wayne at Northside, Columbia City at New Haven, Fremont, Churubusco, and Bellmont taking on Leo. It'll all be at 6:45 p.m. coming up on Friday. And it's 1 game apiece. And so East Noble again getting their first set victory over Bellmont for the first time in 9 seasons. But Bellmont has won 40 matches in a row in NE8 play. Can they find a way to make it back to 41? Or will it be East Noble to play spoiler and do it at maybe one of the unlikeliest of stages here tonight? It will be the Knights to serve to start here in the third. As it's brought across from Desper. Block tip and got it. As it was off the fingers of number 9 and Addison Deming. And the great swing, double swing across coming from Amelia and the swing across coming in from Bree Schoaf and Ella Ross on the opposite side. Make it 1-0 Belmont. Back row again they go. Chance again. High tip. Goes to Coulter. Scores. And Kaylee Coulter now answering right back to make it 2-0. And now the Braves are trying to get back into prime form territory as they rattle off 4 of the last points on the board in the second set. And certainly haven't looked back since. It's at their 6th point in a row previously. Scheiman wants to make it 7. And she won't, as that saved to the back row from Larson. Little collision up front again from Haynes and Larson. Scheiman, tip, still alive. Back over to Larson. Gets it back again over to Suter. High swing, dug again from Larson, opposite side. Finding Haynes. Haynes again, up the middle. Ross again, lobs it free ball back row. Another swing tip, this one downside, saved again by Bellmont. And number 5 in Avery Coates. But into the net it goes. And it's 3-0 advantage of Bellmont. And they have certainly now found a way to try to bust it open here in the third. They've rattled off 7 in a row, but this one's going to be signed out, so East Noble with an opportunity to reset. But you have the feeling, if you're watching this right now, this could go 5. Obviously, one team dominating one set, one team completely dominating the other side of the set as it stands. But will it continue to be that case? We shall see. It's a little tease, as we call it. Scheiman gets it down over to Waltz. Waltz again, finds Larson. Larson with the swing, down and in. As Ava Larson cuts it down to a 1-point game, 3-2 our score here in the third. And the feeling that you may feel contributing to this could be a possibility of this going 5 as this one goes back, whiffed off the hands of Walls. And off the hand and end for Bellmont. So 4-2 our score here in the third. Joe Northern, delighted to have you with us. Again, just you and I, single camera setup here tonight. Here at the TP. Chance again, swung across and sailed out of the box and back on the board for Bellmont. To make it 5-2 and 2 back-to-back points on the board for the Braves. The Knights again trying to find a way to answer the call back on the opposite side. Larson off the reception, gets the swing across in the interim too in the middle. Lobs back over from Haynes. Scheiman, however, finds a way to get the execution on the board. And 3 in a row immediately for Bellmont to make it 6-2. And so the run continuing for the Braves as Riggs now brings it over. Lobbed over back row again once more, finding Weir. Scheiman again. Gets the lob to the back row, still kept live. Brought over from Leffers. Leffers again. Lift, score. Well, no score yet. Now they rule it a point. And a 4-hit going to be called against Bellmont for only the first time tonight. As Kylie Waltz, actually I beg your pardon, Ella Ross is going to get credit for that 4th hit. And so a 3-point game here in the third. This one swung up opposite side. Fons Maitoya. And another swing across in the hands of Shire. And so Shire now with a commanding swing across to make it 6-4. But East Noble trying to open the door from Kendallville. And shut it down here in Decatur. Or at least make it ever so difficult That's one way to do it off the hands of number 8 and Taryn Haynes. And now the Knights on a quick 3-0 run. Delamunk now gets this one up and over. Connects back over to Bauman. Bauman sails it out of play. And we are even at 6 apiece. So all of a sudden, East Noble rattling off 3 in a row to make the match even at 6 apiece. Tip up the middle. Is it out? It is inside the box and back on the board for the Braves. So 7-6 our score, as again it just kind of continues to feel back and forth we go. With a few players getting a few points on the board, a few getting others. Barricade Scheinman again, ready to bring it over. Here's Scheinman. Lobs it over. Gets it across again over to Desper. Desper goes back again to Scheinman on the reception. They go for the lift tip in front. Off the hands of Riggs. Now another swing across comes for the hands of Leffers. Leffers again still kept live. Swung again for Bellmont. Now another tip over to Larson. Dug up by Scheinman. They have to find a way to keep it alive, and they do. Scheinman, block tip, but out of play. Or actually, no, they rule an overhand going to go against Bellmont. So the overhand from our up official is ruled, and it's 7-7 here in the third. So certainly could be something interesting brewing here in this third set. And nearly an ace off the pivot, but kept alive by Coulter and Ross. They go for the tip, dug up by Ross. And now another dig on the opposite side from Carpenter. And now another lift on the Bellmont side. This one from Suter. They go to Larson, out of play. As the swing goes wide, or the attack goes wide, we should say, to make it 8-7. An advantage of the Lady Braves. So Bellmont again back up by 1, 8-7 here in the third, but again, it just kind of feels like one of those matches that unless you find a way to pull ahead, we could be here for a while. And rightfully so in the interim, too. To make it 8-8. High push in the back row they go. Tip again, scores. Ashlyn Bauman answers the call to get it back on the board. 1 point game, 9-8. And so they continue again just to kind of trade points a little bit more here in the first. Swung on and out of play. Off the hands of Taryn Haynes in the interim. Make it 10-8. So is this the surge of momentum that Craig Kroll and company are looking for? This one back in over to Walls. Walls again. Gets this one dug up by Scheinman. Finding Suter on the board and in. As Taylor Suter gets it across and in. So we take a look at that again one more time. Powered by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. The Braves now rattling off 3 in a row here midway through the second. Tip again from Haynes now in the opposite corner. They go to Coulter. This one out of the box. As it goes just long to make it again a 2-point game, 11-9. An advantage of Bellmont, but East Noble again trying to continue to knock on the door just a little bit more. Chance again upcoming. And a big swing across from number 12. Actually, number 11, I beg your pardon, and Bree Schoaf getting the swing across. As Schoaf able to swing it over in time to make it a 3-point game. We almost said Alyssa Gummel, who is not in the match. And now for the surgery repair for PFW coming up next season. But a great block up front coming in for number 8 in Taryn Haynes. And a 2-point game now here in the first, 12-10. An advantage of Bellmont, but East Noble again trying to bust it open. Try to go up 2-1. Bellmont trying to go same as it ever was. Try to win their 41st consecutive NE8 game. Here's the tip from Shyman. Blocked again, this time from number 9 in Addison Dunning. So Dunning able to win the race up front in a 1-point game. Make it 12-11 midway through the third. Midway through the match, potentially. Swung out of play. We are even at 12. And so all of a sudden, it is right back into the hands of the Knights as they rattle off 3 in a row and finding a little bit of momentum surge on their end. Here's Desper. Dig up again to the back row they go. Blocked, is it out? And blocked out of play by the Knights. So Bellmont answering back rather quickly to make it 13-12 of the Braves. Othello Ross now ready to bring it over. Ross, run, jump, serve again. Back row they go. And not going to be high enough for number 13 in Isabel Leffers. So Bellmont getting the insurance point to go up by 2. 14-12 here in the third. Match even at 1 game apiece. Received on the back by Haynes. Tip over from Coulter. High jump coming from the hands of Deming. Now another tip up front coming from the hands of Woods. Or I beg your pardon, in Reinhardt. But a swing inside the box and in. As it goes off the hands of number 13, it is Isabel Leffers. She's able to find the upper left corner from our vantage point here at the TP. 1-point game, 14-13 here in the third, and what has been a battle here tonight. Chance again upcoming, back row to Ross. Scheiman, lock tip again. They got to try to battle for it up front, and they do. Free ball. Leffers, tip, dug by Ross. They go to Reinhardt, another block tip, this time in front from Deming. Ross again gets it over. Get a chance to set it up for Larson. Larson, not yet. Great save by Reinhardt. Now another chance again. Leffers, jump tip, dug up by Ross. Scheiman, block tip, off the knee, on the board for Bellmont. And in the long rally, number 1 says, not today. As Mary Kate Scheiman finds a way to shut it down again once more. 15-13 here in the third. Larson, block tip, another one from right. This time from number 14 in Ballman. And so all of a sudden, Bellmont now on a quick 4-1 run here in the third. And trying to go up 2-1 in the match. They lead it by 3, 16-13. Swing tip across again from Deming. Scheiman again gets it down. Double tip. This one goes this time for Deming. And some help from Isabel Leffers on the opposite side too. 2-point game. 16-14 here in the third. And a chance again upcoming for Della Monk. As Monk sails this over. Brought up by Ross. Chance again. Lobbed over. Gets over to Selking. Another swing. No tweeter call. They say play on. But this one will have to be going to the back row, and it does. Ross again now on the reception. Over to Scheiman again up front. Leffers. Ross. Ross in the sneak, lift it in. As Gracie Riggs able to contribute to that as well to make it a 3-point game. 17-14 here in the third. And Mary Kate Scheinman will be serving it over, but not before a timeout called by East Noble. We'll take it with them. 17-14, Bellmont trying to go up 2-0.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Bellmont resurging back here in the third. They lead at 14-17. They drop the first to East Noble, but have now since rattled back and getting their second set and now leading by 3, 17-14 rather. So they won the second 25-21. This one off the tip for Leffers, but sails out of play to make it a 4-point game. And as scores and time permits, we will get you updated on some of the other games going on across the 2-6-0. A lot of which have gone final, but again, we just need to find a way to confirm it once we have confirmations. This one tipped down and in inside for Kara Shire. So Shire stops the run to make it a 3-point game. Shire now gets it across. Lopped over again from the hands of Ryan Hart. They go again to Larson. Larson, front row, back over to Suter. Suter again, connects back over to Coulter. Coulter still in play. Great dig in the meantime from Walt. Now Scheinman again, mid-row, as they're going to rule that into the net, or actually an overhand call going to go against Bellmont to make it 18-16. Well, we do have an update in the second set. Well, from Carol in Warsaw, we'll get that to you as soon as we can bring it to you here on the air. But 18-16 our score. Here in this one in the third. Swing across coming in from Suter. Now another chance. Brought high from Larson. Larson still keeping it going. Brought up by Ross. Scheinman again. Mid-row they go. Pivot it and inside. 19-16. So as it stands right now, 2-0 is the score. They're in the third set, but Carroll leading over Warsaw as they won the first two sets 25-23 and 25-16. They're in the third. We don't have a final as of yet, but as soon as we have that, we'll bring it to you. If that's the case, that would certainly put Carroll at 20-0. And another big swing across coming from the hands of number 8 and Taylor Suter, and a timeout called by East Noble. So 20-16 our score. Back in a moment.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Let her cook, let me cook. Never gave it. I ain't never gave no. Fell out with them. We ain't never making up. Back for everything I ever lost. I'm on the mission. We turned the whole house into a booth. We in the kitchen. Let her cook. Big low come through frying. Hey, let her cook. Okay. Too much cake out bow. Oh God. Let her cook. All this sauce.
Serve goes wide on the opposite side to make it 20-17, an advantage of Bellmont. But East Noble trying to knock back on the door here in the third. Brought over from Larson. Another chance again from Suter. Finds the strike in the back row. As Taylor Suter able to beat the win against Ava Larson, but even if that was the case, you would have to think that the possibility would have sailed out of play, would have been likely. Swung over from Selke. Larson again, free ball chance. And they set it up, another block tip, and into the net it goes. 5-point game, 22-17 here in the third. Bellmont trying to get back on the board and lead the match 2-0, keep their 40-game NE8 streak alive. Lift across coming in from Carpenter. High tip, opposite side. They pinball it a little bit, but a free ball chance going to be brought across thanks to Scheiman. Tip down and in. Back to a 4-point game we go. Keir Shire gets it on the board to make it 22-18. An advantage of Bellmont. They're trying to get out of this third set with a win and go up 2-1. Here's Reinhardt. Dug up top off the Leo banner, but the depth perception not going to be in the favor of East Noble. And it's 23-18, an advantage of the Braves. Win tonight would move Bellmont to 10-11 on the season. East Noble would drop to 17-8. Obviously, add and subtract numbers on the opposite sides. Should East Noble find a way to finish this one off? Here's Scheiman. Gets this across and over to Larson. Dog up again, back row they go, over to Coates. Coates again. Little trip up the middle. This one brought back again and on the board. As Ava Larson finds a way to get it back to make it 23-19. So a 4-point game in advantage of the Braves. They're 2 away from going up 2-1. But will it come from the hands of Alyssa Desper to try to make it even closer? Desper. Back row chance. Scheiman swings. Palmed off the hands of Waltz. But they get it over to Larson in time to try to shut it down. High tip again. Brought over on the opposite side, coming in from Deming. Scheiman with another tip. Waltz. And pinballed off the hands thanks to the swing across from Taryn Haynes. In a 3-point game now, 23-20 here in the third rather. So a third set that has certainly felt probably closer than the others here tonight. East Noble swings this again once more. They go to Reinhardt, blocked again by Haynes. As Taryn Haynes gets a commanding block up front, and Coach Craig Cole wants to stop and think it over. So Bellmont takes their first timeout. We take a look at that again one more time, powered by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. As now the blocks are certainly starting to come alive for East Noble and Company as they trail by 2. Take a look at the upcoming schedule again for both of these teams. For Bellmont's schedule looks, well actually let's go to East Noble first. For East Noble, schedule looks a little bit like this. They head over to Huntington North on Thursday night and then to Leo. They won't be back at home until the 2nd against Columbia City. But it'll have road games at Huntington North, Leo, and at Snyder. Meanwhile, for Bellmont, the schedule looks a little bit like this. They welcome Leo coming up on Thursday night, the 25th. And then welcome in the Norwell Knights. Again, another team in first place in the NE8. We'll be here for that one coming up next week on Tuesday night between Bellmont and Norwell. So potentially another first place matchup in the NE8. And the Knights already 20-3 on the season. So is it a possibility that they could be the ones that finish off the NE8 winning streak? If They find a way to finish off the NE8 winning streak, we should say. Big if. 23-22, tip-in time for East Noble, and a chance to even it up here at 23. This one coming from the hands of Alyssa Desper. As Desper brings it across. Takes her time. Run jump serve. Gets it blocked, tipped, and gonna go into the net. And short of the net. And even at 23. So Desper now trying to find a way again once more. Here in the third. Desper again. Lobs it up. Scheiman. Block tip across. Chance again. Lobbed over. And no 4. They say play on. Reinhardt. Now they call it a 4 against Reinhardt. And the Knights have rattled off 4 in a row. They're actually making 5 in a row here in the third. And timeout Bellmont. Oh my, have the tables turned here at Bellmont to make it now 24-23 in advantage of East Noble. Joe Northern, delighted to have you with us in what has certainly been one of those entertaining matchups that, again, has really gone back and forth we go here this evening, but will it go back into the hands of Bellmont or East Noble trying to find a way to charge ahead? Again, the Knights, the last time they were this close, you have to go to the early 2010s, at least the early 2010s. To win at least 2 sets against Bellmont. To win the entire match, you have to look back even further. Does Desper find a way to shut it down? Desper. Across. Scheiman swings, tip, dug up, saved, still kept live, and over! What a great dig again from Waltz. Now another swing, tip it in! As Bree Show found the angle, and we're going to extras here in the third, 24 apiece. But not before a 5-0 run for East Noble and a chance for the Knights to try to push forward again even more so. As the libero, Ella Ross, now ready to bring it across. Tip, blocked from Scheiman. Now another swing across over from Lesper. Now block, tip, and in! As Kaylee Coulter gets it on the board. And now set point for Bellmont for the first time in the third. As it could take just a 3-0 run at advantage of Bellmont. But does East Noble find a way to get it back in? Leffers goes up front. Scheiman, game over! As Scheiman finds a way to get to the back of the box. And all of a sudden, Bellmont battling back against a very hungry East Noble team as we go to the fourth. And so, fourth set we go. Bellmont wins it 26-24. We head to the fourth here at the TP. The 41-game winning streak still on the line for the Braves in the NE8. Back in a moment.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cup Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here at PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game is so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Let's go to the fourth, and what has been an entertaining one here tonight here in the 2-6-0. As East Noble won the first by 6, but Bellmont finding a way to come back to winning in the third, 26-24, down to their last point, and winning the second, 21-25. But you have the feeling, if you're in the room, this could potentially go the distance here this evening. Again, both teams 1-0 in NE8 play. First point back on the board for East Noble. Again, East Noble getting their first set win against Bellmont in 9 seasons. In league play, we should say, as this one swung on in time for Scheinman. But actually, wait, they rule it back. They're going to rule that back, actually, on the board for Bellmont. That's a run up into the net in the opposite corner. So a run up into the net starts the Knights off at a 2-0 affair. This one again swung across, block tip up front, and a little miscue thanks to the hands of number 9 and Deming and Ava Larson. And so East Noble all of a sudden starting on a quick 3-0 run here in the fourth. Joe Northern, delighted to have you with us. Again, what's on the line for East Noble? 18-7 certainly on the line, but also too putting them on the map, or even more so on the map, we should say, of teams to not look past. And they're going to be in probably one of the toughest sectionals in Class 3 when you add Concordia Lutheran, you add Bishop Dwenger, you add Angola. You add all of them into the equation, it is certainly going to be awfully interesting. As a quad hit going to go against the Knights at this point to make it 3-1. But meanwhile, if you're Bellmont, again, second year that you're back at the Class 4 level in the Class 4 sectional. And again, while you are likely hosting the sectional, or actually you are hosting the sectional, you do appear to have that path, but the one team that's stopping you to not get the W in the sectional comes from the hands of the Homestead Spartans, of which Jessica Holzclaw was here with us last week, and we got a team that's now 14-5 in regular season play. This one swing off tip and back on the board for the Knights, 4-1. But again, it's sectional 21, 7 teams, and again, not only you have East Noble, but you also have Bishop Dwenger in the equation. You have Concordia, you have Angola, and a very sneaky Garrett team in there as well. So again, if you get a good draw, possibly could be one of the more interesting sectionals we have. And then the winner of that, however, would have to take on the winner of the New Haven sectional, which won't be a cakewalk in its own right, between Heritage, Norwell, Miscellaneous could also find a way in there too in that New Haven sectional, but you know that both of those teams have to face off against each other at the regional round. The winner of sectional 21, which East Noble is in, the winner of sectional 22, which Norwell and Heritage are both in, and both teams very, very good in the New Haven sectional. There's an ace swung across from the hands again of Avery Coates. And so the Braves now continuing to surge back here in the fourth, trying to go in a mid-game 3 sweep, or a mid-match sweep as we should say. Here's the swing down and in, this time from number 13 and Isabel Leffers. As she answers it right back to make it 6-3, an advantage of East Noble. But the run certainly continuing to mount for this very good Bellmont team. Again, second season in Class 4A, we should say. Mary Kate Scheinman gets it over the Purdue commit. But also losing Alyssa Gumbel too early in the season. The Braves have had to make some adjustments, and they've done a great job of doing just that. Scheinman again gets this over. A little miscue as it looks like number 6. And Nadia Leach was trying to run for it, but could not get it to go. The Braves now rattle off 3 in a row rather quickly here in the fourth. Make it a 6-5 affair. This one sails out of the box. So the swing goes wide to make it 7-5, an advantage of East Noble, and they're trying to fight for a 5th here. Larson gets this up and over. And another swing down and in. As Kara Shire gets it across and in time and finds it from the front row. And now a 3-point game, an advantage of the Knights. 8-5 here in the fourth. And the tension certainly mounting that this could possibly go the distance. Still early on to say that, however. Swing goes wide. East Noble answers right back to make it 9-5 here in the fourth. So they dropped the 2 in the middle, but seemed to find a little bit of a resurgent run, but just couldn't get the job done in the third. But do they have what it takes here in the fourth to keep the momentum on their side? This one swung across. Scheinman again on the dig. Now another swing blocked by 2 Knights. Suter again tries to lob it over. She does. Here's another swing. Double block up front again. Coulter's going to get the block. And now a 3-point game, an advantage of the Knights. But Bellmont again trying to shut this down, trying to get it done before at least 9 p.m. here tonight. Another swing, opposite side, and a miscue again off the hands of number 6 and Nadia Leash. So East Noble now back within 2, or Bellmont back within 2. 9-7 our score here in the fourth. Swing across coming in from Buchanan. Now another pitch across. They go with a tip off the hands of Lynch. And a miscue again from the front row. 3-point game. 10-7 our score. East Noble certainly on the right rally back that they're looking for. But still a little bit of work left to do here. So they trail in the match 2-1. Bellmont trying to go for their 41st consecutive NE8 win. As the towel's brought up to clean up some of the perspiration on the floor from Haynes. And from the entire, well, really from everybody here tonight. It's been kind of one of those matchups where it's felt like every point has continued to be contested. Here's again another swing. This one brought across. Haynes now again on the tip. Still kept live opposite side over to Scheinman. Scheinman finds the middle gap and in. As Mary-Kate Scheinman finds the open gap. And again, a 2-point affair. 10-8 our score. The Knights leading, but Selking and the Braves certainly trying to surge back. And again, they go back to the box. But into the net it goes in a 1-point game. So Selking going to try to continue the momentum here. Selking gets it across, connects over to Carpenter. Carpenter again, lobbed across. Block tip, is it inside? It is wide. And just like that, Bellmont has evened it at 10 here in the fourth. Swing across again over from Larson. Larson gets it back over to Haynes. Now back into Bellmont territory. Scheinman says, "You will not pass me no matter how hard you try." And a timeout called by East Noble. 10-11 our score. Back in a moment.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Let her cook, let me cook. Never gave it, I ain't never gave no. Fell out with them, we ain't never making up. Back for everything I ever lost, I'm on the mission. We turned the whole house into a booth, we in the kitchen. Let her cook, big low come through frying. Hey, let her cook, okay. Too much cake out bow, oh God. Let her cook, all this sauce.
Bellmont again with the advantage as this one swung across in time, goes over to Coulter. Coulter again gets this one, block tip up front and in. As it was Katie Reinhardt finding the lower front angle to get the misconnection off two East Noble attackers. And the lead back to 2. And the Braves up 2-1. Swung on opposite side. Another chance again up front. This one goes over to Larson. Larson again pivots it off the back row and back on the board. 12-11 our score in advantage of Bellmont. The Knights trying to force a fifth. Bellmont trying to say goodnight from the teepee in this set. The question is, where will we go? Who knows? Another swing again, back row they go. Tip across and in time. As Bree Schoaf answers the call right back to make it 13-11 in advantage of the Braves. A little bit of time left here in this one. But it is certainly a Bellmont advantage if they can continue to keep the rally going alive against an East Noble team that are showing a lot of fight here, and certainly why they have a special thing going on at Kendallville this season, and why they very well might be a contender in that all-important 21 sectional. And that's also thanks to number 13 and Isabel Leffers. As Leffers was able to find the cut across in the interim to make it a 13-12 game late here in set number 4. And now brought across again from Taryn Haynes. Haynes now gets this one over. Haynes again up front. Lock tip across, still kept live. Scheinman gets it. And who else but MKS finding a way to get the pivot off. And it's a 2-point game again, 14-12 here in the fourth. And will they find a way to get the job done here? We shall see. Another swing across. This one broken up. Back row again they go. Scheiman swings, double block tip, saved again this time from the hands of Coates. Now he's Noble, lobs it back on the opposite side. Bellmont again, battle at the tip, off the head of Reinhardt, and they go again to Coates. This one back on the board. They rule it a 4-hit, and they rule it off the head being a 4-hit. And now the case being pleaded for Mary Kate Scheiman, saying, how does the head count for a 4th hit? We'll wait to see officially if that's going to be ruled back or not. And they rule it for East Noble. So the header going to count for the 4th. There might have been another hand in there too as well. Again, from our vantage point, kind of hard to tell. This one goes into the net, doesn't matter. Get the point anyway. 15-13 to go here in the fourth. It has been Bellmont on the resurgent run, but East Noble continuing to put up a good fight here tonight. The Knights again winning their first set against the Braves in 9 seasons. But a great dunk tip again back front from Kara Shire to make it now a 1-point game, 15-14. So folks, just want to give you a heads up. We will be, if this does go to a 5th set, and if it goes to a 5th set, we will be immediately switching cameras from one to another, just because, quite simply, we don't have enough juice on one as it stands, but have a backup ready to go for you here tonight. As this one down, dunked it in from number 9 in Kaylee Coulter to make it 16-14 in advantage of Bellmont. And if the Braves shut this out, we won't have to worry about switching. But if East Noble finds a way, we will have to make a switch. But MKS continuing to dominate the boards yet again, certainly making a case for our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game. Here's Scheiman again. Scheiman. Back row. Gets back over to Carpenter. Carpenter again, connecting back over to Scheiman. Now another swing tip. This one sails inside off the tip as it goes out of the box, but it looks like Ava Larson got a hand on it. And a timeout called by East Noble. They take their second. 18-14 late here in the fourth as the Braves trying to go for the mid-match sweep. Well, don't forget, next week here for volleyball, before we say next week, tomorrow night, an all-important Class 3 matchup as Bishop Luers takes on Heritage and what could be a New Haven matchup preview. It's Mason Vogelweek, Caden Linder will join you for that one. That one will get started about 7 p.m. right here on the network. And then next week, volleyball-wise, 2 games on the docket. We'll be right back here at the TP and see if the Norwell Knights can try to stay at the top of the table along potentially with Bellmont or East Noble. See how the week goes. So that'll be your game coming up on Tuesday night. And then Thursday, October 2nd, we head to Turtletown as we take a look at one of the most dynamic teams in Class 2 as the West Noble Chargers head to Churubusco to take on the Eagles. We'll have that for you coming up on October 2nd. This one sails out of the box and out of the play. Just taking a slight break again for the weekend due to, well, preemptive plans, as we should say, but also, too, again, just trying to get you ready for the postseason as we'll have a slew of October matches coming up for you right here on Summit City Sports and then taking you all the way into the postseason. Possibility we might be hanging out right here at Bellmont for that Class 4 sectional as the swing goes wide and back on the board for East Noble to make it 19-15. So again, hard to believe how the season has just flown by at the seat of its pants so far, and some surprises of what we've seen here in 2025 as it stands. This one tipped across it in from Kaylee Coulter to make it a 5-point game, 20-15. And we do have a final officially. Carroll now up to 20-0 as they take care of business over Warsaw in the third, 25-15. And so the Chargers now 20-0 and have not dropped a single set here in 2025. This one tipped down in from the middle from Bree Schoaf. And a 6-point game, and Bellmont certainly ever so closer to calling this a night. And a 6-point game, East Noble out of timeouts. Into the net that goes, the Knights will have a crack at it. Make it 26-16 late here in the fourth, but certainly has been all Bellmont on the resurgence since early midway through the second. But East Noble's had certainly their blips of getting back on the board, but the collision in the back this time between Tally Waltz and Taryn Haynes is going to give another point on the board for Reinhardt Kill to make it a 6-point affair. 22-16 in advantage of Bellmont. And they're ever so closer to finishing this off in 4. Another swing across, gets this over as Lech sails it wide. And it's a 7-point game, the largest deficit we have seen here tonight by either team. Still kept live, lifted over. Gets back over to Carpenter. Carpenter again. Down tip opposite side. Connection up the middle from Waltz. Now again. Brought up from Suter. Suter still in control. Now another swing tip. This one still kept live. Suter again, back row she goes. Gets it connected back over to Larson. Larson finds a way. As they were able to get it off the tip, but still a lot of work left to do to try to force a fifth. 23-17 here in the fourth. Bellmont within striking distance of getting their 10th win here in 2025. Knights bring it across again. Here's Reinhardt. Reinhardt off the hand and in. She gets it off the hand of Larson, and it is a match point opportunity for the Braves. So a match point for Bellmont to get back. As this one sails out of play, we'll do it again. As Bellmont again trying to go for their 41st consecutive NE8 win. Rod across from Haynes. Haynes bobs it up the middle, but saved in the meantime from Waltz. Now another swing tip, gets this off the tip, and back on the board for the Knights. 24-19. Late here in set number 4. These Nobles got to rattle off 5 in a row to try to force that extra insurance point opportunity. Make it match point number 3 upcoming. Sail it up. Schaumann, double tip block. This one in the hands of Schoaf. And that's how the match comes to an end. So Bellmont finding a way in set number 2, 3, and 4, closing out a very hungry East Noble team. But Bellmont continues the NE8 winning streak on the night celebrating Mary Kate Scheinman's 1,000th dig. So the 41st win in a row in the NE8. And so Bellmont for now at the top of the table, at least with Norwell. We don't have the final for that one for you officially. But we will be seeing the Norwell Knights take on again these Bellmont Braves next Tuesday night here at the Teepee. But before that, tomorrow night, we head over to Bishop Luers as we will have Heritage taking on Bishop Luers. Mason Vogelweed and Caden Linder will join you for that one coming up at 6:45 tomorrow night from Bishop Luers. I will see you next Tuesday night from the Teepee. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you all week long here on Summit City Sports. I will see you next Tuesday as Bellmont sweeps it in mid-set fashion. 3-1 your final. So long, everybody. And also, too, before we go, our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game, actually have to give it to Katie Reinhardt, who found some great attacks up the middle this evening to get Bellmont in striking distance to finish it. In striking distance, they did. So Katie Reinhardt, our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game. Now I will say so long. I will see you next week right back here for the TP. We'll see you tomorrow night for volleyball here on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall